can show them how to do it when I'm in the zone. Before we start, let me puff that indigo. If I thrust, guaranteed you gon' feel it.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. Now, we're doing something a little bit different today. We are starting, since we are just a couple of weeks away from the beginning of the 2015 NFL season, I thought it would be a great idea to go ahead and start an NFL show this year. You guys asked for it last year, so I'm giving it to you this year. It's time for the NFL preview show. Now, this is going to be a weekly show we're going to do. We're going to kick off right here on Dead on Dave Productions. I'm going to be joined by all kinds of people. There's going to be plenty of people who are going to want to talk about their teams. You can do that right here. Now, a few things about me for you new guys who might be new to the channel. You know, football, Dead on Dave has not been on your radar as of yet, but now I am. I'm a wrestling guy. I'm a sports guy. I do wrestling and sports on this channel. I do other stuff, baseball, all kinds of things, and now I'm getting into the NFL as well. As you can tell, I'm a Bear fan. I'm unabashed about it, but that does not, keep me from being sensible and biased and fair. Unbiased and fair. Even though I do wear this hat. And that should tell you everything you need to know. As bad as the Bears are going to be this year, and kids, they are going to be awful, I'm still rocking this helmet because I still love the Bears. Now, here's the thing about this whole situation. I've been a football fan my entire life. Whole life. It has only been the last few years where I've really started to have an issue with the game of football. It's been really rough to be into it, and because of the way the game has changed, because of what Goodell has done to the game. And I do blame Goodell primarily. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat that. I can't stand what he's done to the game. It pisses me off to an extreme level. But all that being said, I still love to watch football. I'm not as rabid about it as I used to be. I don't go as insane about it. And it kind of helps me when I'm talking about it to people, because now I can look at it a little bit differently and without having to go completely insane, especially when the Bears are bad. And believe me, they're going to be bad this year. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into the division. We're going to have some callers. We're going to take your calls if you want to get your voice heard on your team. You can go ahead and call in on Skype, David Vancura, DavidVancura, and I will take your calls. You know what? Why wait? Let's go ahead and take our first call. Let's see what Dr. Bostonian has to say. Dr. Bostonian, you are live with Dead on Dave. What you got?
How's it going, man?
How's
it going, man?
I'm going to assume you're a Patriots fan. I'm going to assume that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good assumption. I'm a huge Patriots fan. There's no other team I can ever really come around to support when it comes to the football. I'm just amped for this season. I don't know about you. Personally, dealing with all of the Deflategate shit, and plus we won the fucking Super Bowl, man. We're pretty amped down here to start the damn season.
You should be. You've had a lot of turnover, though. That secondary is basically brand new.
Yeah, with the exception of Devin McCourty and Logan Ryan, who's been here for 2 years.
Yeah,
our secondary.
It's crazy, but
yeah.
I don't know. You guys had a pretty decent draft. I think most people feel that. You guys always draft well. That's the thing about the Patriots. That's why they're able to always be next man up. That's why the injuries, the people leaving in free agency, it never bothers the Patriots because Belichick has this system where it's next man up, and he's got a great system in place that they're always competitive. It doesn't hurt when you have Brady and Gronk on the field either, even though you still might be without Brady for the first 4 games, but we'll see how that happens.
We also have another tight end. I don't know if you've ever heard of Scott Chandler.
Yes.
Yeah, we signed him this offseason. One of the greatest signings we've made, for sure, because now we have the 2 big...
Chandler's interesting to me. He's an interesting sign to me because he's a little bit older now. He's been in Miami. He's had some wear and tear on him. He's a good complementary to Gronk, though. I like that signing.
He was actually
in Buffalo as well, too, right?
Yeah, he was in Buffalo, and do you remember the season when
he played in Miami as well?
He may. Well, they just signed Jordan Cameron, so I don't know, maybe. But do you remember the season when the Bills started off like 4-0 and they beat us when we were 3-0 and everyone went crazy?
Yeah.
And they made that Sports Illustrated cover. Well, he tore us up that game. He had like 2 touchdowns, and like 200 plus yards receiving and all that crap. So it was pretty crazy. But I'm pretty amped that we got him.
You got a hell of a player. That's the issue with him now.
Yeah, but having two tall, big tight ends like that will be great for whatever quarterback we have. Whatever quarterback.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He has only played for Buffalo. I thought he played for Miami at one point too, but no, he's only played for Buffalo. But he's had a lot of problems staying healthy, and he's never had more than friggin' 53 receptions in a season. So while he's big, athletic, and all of that, not a lot of production because the guy can't. Well, you know what? He played 16 last year, so I don't know.
Yeah, we did have Danny Amendola.
He just needs to be a complimentary guy. That's all he needs to be anyway. So
everyone said that about Danny Amendola, but he's turned out to stay healthy. So who knows? Maybe
though too.
Yeah, he's a slot receiver and he's short. Scott Chandler's tall, and it can lead to different injuries, and it's kind of easier to get hurt, like we've seen with other players that I don't want to name. I don't want to fuck anything up.
So, what's your prediction for the New England Patriots this year? What do you got them as their record?
I'm gonna hold them to a 12-4 or 13-3 this year. I got high standards for these guys this year.
Oh my god,
I am holding them to a high. The whole division has
improved. I'm not saying this division is great or anything, but the whole division has improved, and 3 of the 4 teams last year were over 500. So 12-4 is pretty goddamn ambitious, especially with the status of Brady still up in the air. That's interesting.
Taking 12-4, maybe 11-5. I could maybe go down to 11-5. I could see that happening. But
this is why fans hate Patriots fans. This is why we hate you guys.
Hate us all you want. We win Super Bowls. We win big games.
You don't have an easy schedule either, man. I'm taking a look at this. It's not an easy schedule.
We have Dallas week.
Dallas.
5.
You got Dallas and Indianapolis week 5 and 6, both on the road. Then you got a couple divisional games directly after that. Then they're not super hard games. You got basically a bye week in Washington. The Giants, you never know what you're going to get with the Giants. They always seem to come to play against you guys, and it's in the Meadowlands. So who knows how that's going to go.
Personally, the Giants may have a big year this year. Because,
I think so too.
In addition, now we have Victor Cruz back. I think they're going to do just fine this year. I think they may even make the playoffs. I could see that happening this year.
That division that is a tough division to call right now, because the Eagles are so up in the air. The Eagles look like they're going to be a good team because you want to believe in Chip Kelly's offense. Right. Dallas looks like they should be pretty damn good again. Washington is horrible. I don't see them improving much off last year. So yeah, I mean, New York has a chance to make some headway there. But you guys got games against Philadelphia, Denver. I think Houston's going to have a big bounce back year this year. I mean, you do not have an easy schedule.
I do. I think I actually agree with the Houston statement because they have a nice defense now.
They do. Well, the defense has never been the issue. It's keeping some of the guys outside of Watt off on the field. You know, it might have been a different year last year. Clowney not got hurt, so we'll see what happens with a healthy Clowney, if he could stay healthy.
I still see them going 11-5 or 12-4.
It's a big number, buddy. It's a big number. Are you predicting? Are you predicting Super Bowl again? Be honest.
I wouldn't be shocked if it happened, to be honest. Right now, I wouldn't be too shocked because there's not really there's contenders, but there's not as big contenders as last year Seattle or Green Bay right now. So I could see it again, definitely. But now that I brought it up, who do you think, or you brought it up, I should say, who do you think will be a heavy contender for the Super Bowl in the NFC?
No, I got to yell at somebody again. Hold on. Once again, Tommy C calling during another live broadcast. Unbelievable. What's up?
How is that possible? I thought you think Saturday.
No, man, I told you I was doing an NFL show on Sundays now.
Oh, so you are going up against the NFL?
No, I'm going well before the NFL is even up. I go pregame when people I'm not going against NFL games.
Oh, I see.
On Alan.
Hey, I called to congratulate you on your victory towards the end of monetizing.
You won.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Of course, because it's just like you said, that's the way it's supposed to
That's the way it's supposed to be.
You have a great show.
All right, bud. That was Tommy C, man. A good friend of the show. Big partner of mine, man. I work with him all the time. If you want to get more of Tommy C, make sure you go check him out. Shot from the Point live tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all your hockey news, because he doesn't care about going up against the NFL. He's going to go up against the NFL. See, I moved my Dead on Dave live show to Saturdays. I'm doing this show earlier in the day, so it's not conflicting with the NFL because I'm not an idiot. But he doesn't give a fuck. So he'll be there each and every Sunday doing his hockey thing. So if you love hockey, make sure you go check out Tommy C and his crew over at Shot from the Point. I'm sorry, Mr. Bostonian.
I called him Alan.
Yeah,
I called him Alan.
Maybe
after
his name was Alan. Maybe his name was Alan. So, all right, what was that question you asked me? Because it sounded like it was a good one.
Yeah, who would you say is like the heavy contender from the NFC this year? Because Green Bay with the loss to Jordy Nelson is obviously significant.
Yeah, it is.
And Seattle's not its old self from 2 years ago and even last year. So, like, who do you think is like a heavy contender?
Seattle's going to be really good again. I'm not really worried about Seattle. They're going to be just as good. Look, they got the addition of Jimmy Graham cannot be understated. Russell Wilson getting signed is huge because he's going to be playing without any reservations. There's all these. Marshawn Lynch getting his money. I mean, like, getting paid and having security means a lot. This is already a team that plays well together. Adding Jimmy Graham to that is going to be quite interesting to see how they do there. I look at Seattle as the favorites to win the whole damn thing, to be completely honest. Green Bay, with or without Jordy Nelson, unless it's Aaron Rodgers who gets hurt, Packers are going to be competitive. They're still going to win their division, which makes me sick to my ass in so many ways. You don't know how much I want to punch babies for having to say it, but it's true. The Packers are the best team in that division, probably the second or third best team in the conference. Dallas should be good again. It all depends on the running back situation with them. I mean, most of the time we're talking about Tony Romo and how he's going to perform. He's getting older, so the emphasis is really less about him and more about what the team can do to support him. Losing DeMarco Murray is huge, but McFadden and some of these other guys, Randall and a couple other dudes they have on that depth chart, are really talented. McFadden's always been having issues with health, so maybe if he can get going, Dallas shouldn't see too much of a drop-off, so I expect them to be really good. But my sleeper, my team that I think is going to really do a lot this year and really challenge Seattle, not only in their division but in the conference, the Arizona Cardinals.
I told it.
If Carson Palmer does not get hurt last year, I think the Cardinals win the whole fucking thing. They're healthier at running back this year than they were last year. Carson Palmer, he looks like he's ready to do something. That guy has always had all the talent in the world, man. I love Carson Palmer, but he can't stay healthy. If he could stay on the field with the talent they have, with the aging receiver and Larry Fitzgerald, who's always – is he still over there or did he leave?
Yeah, he is. No, okay. He's still there.
I for some reason, I thought he was one of those aging receivers who left in the offseason because we had a lot of that shuffle this year.
Reggie Wayne went to us, and then Andre Johnson went to Indianapolis.
That's right.
I think those are the two.
Fucking Marshall, too. He left Chicago. He's only 31, 32, but still, it's an aging receiver leaving. And there's just a lot of talent there. So, and that defense. But besides, I believe in Bruce Arians. That guy is an unbelievable coach.
I love him. Yeah.
Love him.
Since the Indianapolis story, like, I didn't know who he was until then.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
So I think the Cardinals can be really good, and I got to give a little bit of love to the Eagles, man. I think Chip Kelly's offense works with the right personnel. He seems to have put this. Here's the thing about Chip Kelly. This team that he put together is his team. If it fails, it's only on Chip Kelly. It's on nobody else. So this team has got to play for his job. If they start off 0-8, he's probably not playing a ninth game. You know, he's not coaching that. I'm serious. I mean, Chip Kelly, his seat is the hottest I think I've ever seen an NFL coach entering a season because of all the changes that he made.
I'd even say, even though he's a big name, Andy Reid, just because what have the Chiefs done the past 2-3 years?
No, that's true. That's true.
Because I like Andy Reid, I respect him, but like you blew a big lead against Indianapolis and you haven't done like shit since. So I mean,
that's
this
true.
is your year, man.
Andy Reid was probably starting to get hot last year anyway, his seat. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting with the Chiefs. The Chiefs should still be around 9-7, 10-6 anyway. I think they're going to win some games. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
They don't have Dwayne Bowe anymore. I think he left as well.
Yeah, somewhere over the Dwayne Bowe. That's right.
I think he went to Cincinnati. Yes, he went to Cincinnati, I think.
Oh, God have mercy upon his soul. It doesn't really matter, though. I mean, when it comes to Dwayne, that's actually a really good place for him, playing opposite Green. It's not a bad place for him at all. There's some good receivers out there, so he hasn't been Dwayne Bowe in about 3 years anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's been kind of quiet. He's been very quiet.
So yeah, that's my NFC kind of knee-jerk reaction. Not a lot of elite teams in the NFC, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how it goes. There's a lot of chance for movement in the NFC. If a team like Carolina could really make some waves, I think if they get going, if they get off to a good start, that's a team that could really make a surprise push. The Saints, I'm looking for the Saints to have a bounce-back season too. I really like Drew Brees. Probably I get blinded by his talent because that team has been so depleted, even without Jimmy Graham. I know that team looks even worse than they did last year. I just have a feeling that some magic is cooking in New Orleans again, and they might have a respectable, not great season. As far as losers goes, look for San Francisco to be lucky to win 4 games.
Yeah, they're going to be terrible this year.
You got anything else, Mr. Dr. Bostonian?
You brought up New Orleans, and
I really like it. I'm going to kill Huffman.
So have you heard of Brandon Cooks? He's on New Orleans.
Yes.
He is a great fantasy pick. I just want to point out right now because he's really Drew Brees' only target.
Well, Stills is still there, I believe, too, and he should have a nice season, too. That Kenny Stills kid. Huffman, I had to keep dropping it because I keep hearing all kinds.
He's one of Drew Brees' only targets. Not his main target. Jimmy Graham's gone.
Yeah,
I cooked him.
Well, Cook
late too, because no one knows who the hell he is. Dude. Yeah.
So, it's a good fantasy tip from Dr. Bostonian.
Right. Yeah. Hey.
Your connection's gone to shit, Doctor. I'm going to let you go. Take it easy. Jeff the Huffman, I've had to let you go a couple of times. I apologize for that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I fixed it.
He fixed it. My co-host on Touch 'Em All, the one, the only, the mountain of muscle, the abstract of man, Jeff the Huffman. What's going on, man? How you feeling about your Ramses?
Well, I mean, other than the fact that they're 0-3 in the preseason, which I don't care about, they looked a lot better last night than the first 2 games. The offense looked pretty good. Nick Foles, I think he was like 12 of 13, threw the deep ball to Chris Givens for a touchdown. Yeah. Running backs got some good work in. Aaron Donald is a monster. I don't know if you saw what he did last night. 3 plays in a row.
I don't watch any fucking preseason. I look at the highlights. Yeah. Preseason is worthless. It's beyond worthless.
Well, three plays in a row. Donald just bowls the Colts. I forget who it was. He just runs them straight over 3 plays in a row and tackles the running back in the backfield. But oh my God, the penalties!
You have an interesting
team. Still the penalties. That is what killed this team last year.
Penalties and protection. Yeah.
Oh my God!
You're going to get Nick Foles killed. That's the reality. If that offensive line cannot protect Nick Foles, he's going to be no better off than Bradford was.
Well, Nick Foles isn't the most mobile guy either.
No, he's less mobile than Bradford. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know about that now since Bradford's on his 3rd knee.
That's true, but he's always had that nice little ability to scoot a little bit. And he's not a fucking elite runner.
A little bit. I mean, he can get you 5-6 yards.
Yeah, Lord knows he had all types of practice trying to dodge defensive players playing for the Rams the last few years.
Right.
So you have an interesting team, man. The Rams are very interesting because this is a team that I think could be as bad as 4-12 and as good as 12-4. You have all this
Yes, they do.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball. You got an amazing coach. You got running backs galore. You got a guy who can throw.
We have 4. Yeah, we got 4 running backs. It's unreal.
We don't know about Trey Mason. They're saying that he's the prognosis is good, but I don't know about him. That's gonna be interesting. I don't think you're gonna see Gurley this year either.
Well, he's been cleared to practice. So
has he really?
Yes, he has.
Wow. So what are you thinking? What's your prognosis for this season for the Rams?
Again, I don't know. I mean, we've seen this the last couple of years with Jeff Fisher teams, and a lot of it boils down to because what we've seen the last couple of years, they get off to ridiculously slow starts. Yeah. And it's pretty frustrating. And I think that has to do a lot with the new rules, how you can't hit anybody in training camp and all that stuff. These guys aren't ready to play.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point because it's something we've been saying.
That's just not for the Rams. I mean,
that's the entire league.
That goes league wide. I mean, these guys are not ready to play week 1.
Yeah. If you look back the last couple of years since these rules have been enacted, teams are not getting in grooves until week 4 or week 5 now. Nobody seems ready to play. The conditioning is not what it was. You can't hit anybody anymore. You can't do anything. It's ridiculous. Let's just put flags on them. Put flags on them. Fuck. Put flags on them. God damn it. Drives me insane. Or just have everybody play Madden. There you go.
You go. No, but you see these injuries going up, and that's the result of these guys not being ready to play.
You're 100% right. And it's something I wanted to talk about. I'm glad you're here for it because I wanted to get your opinion on this. This is a story I kind of wanted to lead the show off, but I took a call because I'm horrible at what I do. I took a couple calls and didn't get into my main story.
But see, I kind of – it's the same situation with hockey too because, now you have to be a Bantam to start checking. It used to be Pee-wee level.
Yeah.
And now since they moved that to the Bantam, which is essentially 8th grade and, high school level, these kids get to high school, they don't know how to hit. They don't know how to hit, and then you got these ridiculously over hormonal psychopaths, trying to get the
with youth sports though, especially in contact sports, I'm gonna give a little bit of pass to the kids. Yeah, youth sports, you got to protect the kids a little bit. I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm okay with all the heads up initiative.
But see, where I'm going with it is these kids don't know how to hit. And how teenagers are. They want to impress everybody in their school. They're going to do something that's going to really hurt somebody.
Yeah. Very potential. A lot of potential. But since we're talking about the injuries and we're talking about players not being ready to play, I think it's very interesting and very poignant to point out that there have been 27 players that have gone down this offseason and will miss the entire season with an ACL injury. 27. I'm going to say it one more time. 27. That's a lot.
Including Jordy Nelson.
We're going to go through these guys, and we're going to look at some of the names. Washington loses Silas Redd, running back. Jordy Nelson, of course, of Green Bay. Isaiah Ferguson from your St. Louis Rams, wide receiver. Stephen Carr from Carolina. Wide receiver Kelvin Benjamin from Carolina. So they lost 2 receivers. Not huge on the depth chart, but still. Brandon Gibson, wide receiver from New England. Ryan Clady, that's a huge loss for the Denver Broncos on the offensive line. Huge loss. Zach Sudfeld from Jets, tight end. Tight end Jack Tebb from New Orleans, who can't afford to lose any friggin' more tight ends, let's face it there. Sean Schwesham over there in Pittsburgh, losing a kicker because your leg fell off. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Dante Fowler, Jacksonville, really good player. Jarius
He
Wynn.
did that in the.
What's
didn't
that?
he do that in like the? Didn't he do that in like the first 5 minutes of the first team practice?
Yeah, I think so. It's ridiculous. Jarius Wynn from Buffalo, defensive end. Linebacker Justin Jackson from Dallas. Linebacker Travis Long from Philly. Adam Hayward from Washington. God knows they can't lose linebackers. Buffalo's linebacker Ty Powell. Rashard Clyde from Houston.
Redskins also lost Junior Gillette for the year too.
Yeah, but not from an ACL.
No.
Orlando Scandrick from Dallas. Brandon Harris from Tennessee, Ja'Cory Shepard from Philadelphia, Brandon Pearson from Arizona, Louis Delmis from Miami, and Bennett Jackson from New York. I thought it was important to name every player because I really want to hit home how big of a deal this is. That's 27 players, and a lot of these impact guys that are going to make a difference to their teams that are not able to play. And we already hit on why we think a good reason of this is. It's because these guys are not ready to play anymore. You're so worried about the concussion that the rest of the bodies just don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know why there's not a quarterback on that list? Because you can't hit them at all.
Right.
Robert Griffin is probably very close, though. RG3 is probably close. It will not be long. I got a feeling him, your guy Foles, or Sam Bradford are going to be one of the 3 first quarterbacks hurt this year.
No, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Would not surprise me. It happens every season.
Well, RG3 hurts himself.
Yeah, he does. But he also doesn't get any help from his offensive line.
No.
And that's a Bears fan saying that, man. Jay Cutler gets raped. He's horrible now. I'm going to talk about how bad the Bears are in a little while. Oh, God. They're really bad. It's really sad. So, yeah, like I said, I think the Rams – I'm going to – God, I don't – your division, man.
You could honestly go anywhere.
Your division, Seattle and Arizona are going to be probably not good, not great, but elite teams. San Francisco should be god-awful, should finish last in that division. So you have a chance to move up a spot.
Who's going to retire this week?
Yeah, right, or get arrested. It's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. San Francisco's had probably one of the worst off seasons I've ever seen in NFL history. It's got to be top 5 worst off seasons I've ever seen. It's unbelievable how bad it's been. Unbelievable how bad it's been. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but
Kyle Lorch, what's up, Dave? What's up, Kyle Lorch in the chat? Let's go, Cowboys. Yeah. Josh Lyons, how long you been live? About 28 minutes. Josh Lyons also says RG3 will be traded by week 6. Dude, who's going to take him? What are you going to trade him for? A dishwasher?
The Browns. The Browns.
The Browns. That's right. The most inept club in sports, the Cleveland Browns.
The Marlins are starting to get there, though.
Oh, yeah, but that's true. The Marlins are right there. Let's take our GM and make him a manager. That'd be great. So a little bit of news before we jump back into other things. Did you hear about Julio Jones getting his big deal?
Yeah, I heard he got paid a little bit.
He got paid. Cheddar, motherfuckers, to the tune of $71.25 million. 47.5 of that is guaranteed, so that's really the only contract money that we have to talk about. It's a 5-year deal. He's 26 years old, so it's probably a 3 or 4 year deal. But look, he's the most dangerous deep threat in the NFL. He had an amazing season last year, man. 104 receptions, 1,593 yards, 6 touchdowns. The touchdowns were down, but that's because Matty Ice over there did not have a spectacular year. So what do you think of this signing by Atlanta? How do you feel about it? And it's win-win for everybody, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no reason why Atlanta should let that guy go. No reason whatsoever.
He's a hell of a talent. Julio Jones. Are you in my fantasy football league?
Yes.
Aha.
Yeah, my team's name is Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
The draft for the Dead on Dave Productions Fantasy Football League is next Saturday. It will take the place of our regularly scheduled Dead on Dave Live. So it'll be a really fun show. We're going to have all kinds of fun. We're going to get crazy. So be there for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk. We're going to talk shit. We're going to draft, and we're going to have a good time. So be there for that. Should be great. Mine, I got the best team name. I'm sorry. My team name is incredible.
I haven't looked at all the team names yet.
Mine is Adrian Beecherson. Come on.
That is good. That is good.
Adrian Beecherson. Come on.
That is really good.
You know the best part about that name? I thought of it all myself. I did not see it on any other freaking blog. I didn't see it. Because usually I look it up to get ideas because, like, Rizzo's the Shizzo, my baseball. I saw variations of that and kind of made it my own. But Adrian Peterson, that's all mine.
That's great.
That's Dead on Dave exclusive.
Well, it's not great that he beat his kid, but...
Well, yeah. No, it's never good. No, because he was 3 or something. You can't do that. Some of the other names. Let's have a little fun. Shockwaves, because he's always... but he trademarked it. What a douchebag. He shockwave with a little TM. Can you believe that shit? Cam Newton's 40. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. That's Jeff. Angry Amish. New York Glass Jaws.
That's good. That's
good.
Jake.
That's good. The Dirt Devils. Dream Team Supreme. Bing. Giselle Brady. I like that. I like Giselle Brady. But he's... Oh, Giselle. Oh, God. I was going to say he spelled Giselle wrong. It's with a G, but he spelled it Jiz.
That's good.
That's good. That's Mamba. That's good. The Pig Dynasty. Wanna Luck My Minion. Stephen K's team, because he's... What the fuck, Stephen Kessel? Seriously? Haven't even... Jesus. Bango and Cash, because he never changed his name. Josh's team, another guy who didn't name his team yet. And, of course, Adrian Beecherson, the soon-to-be champion.
I'm disappointed in these names.
Some of them.
And a lot of them.
Yeah. They're pretty bad. What are you going to do, though? So, what's your schedule like today? You going to stick around for a little while?
Yeah, I can stick around for a little bit, I guess.
Cool. We're going to go through some divisions. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, you know what? Before we do that, since I like to, since you're here, let's look at your schedule. I want to see your schedule because that'll give me a better idea of what your record's going to be. Because I want to do justice. By the way, if you want to get into your team at all, you can call in on Skype, David Vancura, DavidVancura. We'll talk about your team. We'll talk about.
We'll see. No, it doesn't really matter what the Rams' schedule is because last year we beat freaking Seattle, Denver, and I don't know. We open up on my birthday against Seattle.
Yeah, the good news is you're at home. The bad news is Seattle. But early in the season, it's a good time to get them. And
we beat them at home last year.
You did. It's a good time to get them. So that's a winnable game, but it's probably a loss. Then you travel to Washington. That should be a win.
Steelers.
Pittsburgh's beatable.
Yes. Arizona at Arizona. That
probably a loss.
At Green Bay.
Probably a loss.
Cleveland.
I don't know how much Jordy Nelson's going to affect that team because it's not Aaron Rodgers. That team seems to be able to do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. Mm-hmm. So as long as he's on the field. Then you have your bye week, and then you basically have 3 more bye weeks. Yeah, Cleveland.
Maybe. Yeah, Cleveland, San Francisco, Minnesota, even though they got destroyed by them the last time they played.
Minnesota's an interesting team. Everybody seems to be buying into Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not one of those guys.
If you're going to buy into anything on that team, it's their defense.
Yes, you're going to buy into that, and you're going to buy into the boasting by Adrian Peterson that he's going to run for 2,500 yards this year. As ridiculous as that is, and especially at the age of 30, it's kind of hard to doubt the man. He is he's one of the most athletically gifted, like to me, for my money, the most athletically gifted football player I've ever seen was Jim Brown. Never seen a guy quite like that. Adrian Peterson's right there. He's like athletically, it's just
he's pretty good.
He's pretty good, and even at 30, he's going to have a monster year. So Minnesota's a weird team to me. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do. I just don't believe in Bridgewater. I don't know that defense. The problem with the defense last year was they give up points in bunches, and you can't do that. We'll see what they do this year. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, then we got Chicago.
Look, as bad as Chicago is going to be, it all depends on where you guys are at week 10. It's going to be very interesting. If you guys are healthy, you should be able to win that game. It's in your building. You should be able to win.
I'm not shooting ourselves in the face with penalties.
Yeah. And then you got Baltimore, which could be a loss. Cincinnati could be a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. I just don't see you guys beating Arizona. I just don't. I just don't. Detroit. If Detroit plays the way they're capable, they could really challenge Green Bay in that division. It's scary how good Detroit can be, but they can't get out of their own goddamn way. And losing Sue, we don't know what's going to do to that defense. So, Tampa, that's a win. Seattle.
In Seattle.
In December, probably not looking good there. Unless Seattle's already wrapped it up by then, we can get a cheap win. And then San Francisco on the road, you should be able to win that game. So the good news is you'll probably win 2 of your last 3. I don't know. It's a tough one, man.
You see, I don't know what to expect. A lot of these, with the exception of Seattle, Green Bay, and Arizona, I mean, you really don't know what you're going to get with a lot of these guys.
It's going to be interesting. Josh Lyons asks, can I do the draft from my phone? I don't know. I've never tried. I don't know if you can use the Yahoo draft feature from your phone. You better, or you're going to have a shit team. I don't give a shit. Let's see here. My Lions murdered RG3, but it's about Philly, baby. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Who do you think will win the NFC East? Let's start with the NFC East, because since we got a question in the chat, let's go ahead and start with that. The East is an interesting division. It usually is, but this year more times than not. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the team that's not going to win that division, Washington. We don't have to talk much about them. This is a team that is in just complete and utter disarray. They ain't winning shit. 4 to 6 wins, I am guessing, and I think I'm being nice.
Yeah, I think you're being nice there too. I don't see that.
Yeah, well, 4 to low, 6 to high, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do. That defense is bad, really bad.
That offensive line is pretty bad too.
They're really bad too. Even with a healthy Robert Griffin, you don't know what you got with him. He's not who he was his rookie year. Kirk Cousins is probably your best shot to win, but even he looked shaky last year. I don't know. I just don't see.
Well, it's kind of hard to do when you got 11 defenders crammed down your throat.
It is hard to play from your back. There's no question about that. If I have to go ahead and throw a team out there, knee-jerk reaction to win the division, it's Philadelphia. That's the team that I am most confident in as long as Bradford stays healthy. He looks really good. Now, it's preseason. I put no stock in preseason, but Bradford's always had the talent. He's always had the talent.
I love Sam Bradford.
How can you not love Sam Bradford? He's got all the ability in the world. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows how to lead a team. He just can't stay healthy.
And that hasn't been his fault.
No, it's not his fault. He gets crushed. He gets killed. What are you going to do?
I mean, when he was here, he got sacked the most out of anybody.
Yeah, in that time period. Yeah, that's 100% right.
Yeah.
But this is a team that is going to play with desperation, Philadelphia, because of the situation with their coach, with what's his name? What's his fuck? I forgot his name.
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly. I talked about him earlier. Hey, they're going to play with desperation because if they don't win, he's gone. And that team is going to go through another transformation. So it's going to be an interesting year for Philadelphia. They have the talent to win. It's how big of a deal is going to be losing McCoy. I think that's going to be the biggest question. But replace him with DeMarco Murray, a guy who's more suited for that.
Played with Bradford at Oklahoma also.
He's way more suited for that offense. This could be a record-setting offense, man. It could be really, really good. We'll see what happens. So that's who I think will probably win the division. But I also like I think New York is a sleeper team. I think they can have a really decent year. They can also. You don't know what you're
gonna get out of them.
Yeah, because it's how much do you believe in Eli? That's the big question. That team is a team that's going to go as far as Eli is going to take them.
If the game's on the line, I'd be very comfortable with Eli.
Yeah. It's just, do you believe in Eli? That's the question. Because good Eli is great. Good Eli is as good as anyone in the league. Bad Eli is as bad as anyone in the league. So the Giants go as Eli goes. So And then the X factor, of course, is Dallas. Dallas, another team that went under a little bit of reconstruction themselves this year. I mean, you got an aging Romo. You got a now paid Des Bryant, and, of course, the running back core that is sans DeMarco Murray. But you bring in Darren McFadden, a guy who all the talent in the world can't stay healthy, so he should have some really, really fresh legs. Dallas could really make some noise again. It's very possible. But the good news is,
or they could go 8-8.
They could
again.
very well go 8-8. They could very well go 8-8. Very, very possible. It's one of those things. I hate Dallas so much that I want to put them at 8-8, but you can't discount the talent on this team that they always seem to have. They got a lot of talent in the running back depth. Joseph Randle looks like he could really play. I like Darren McFadden. I have not lost faith in DMC. I
mean, look where he was playing.
Yeah, the black hole.
And now Trent Richardson plays there, and it just fits.
Does kind of, doesn't it?
Speaking of Richardson, you see the big hole that he could have went through to score a touchdown against the Rams, and he runs right into the pile.
Why would you want to go through a hole?
I mean, this wasn't a hole. I mean, this was.
It was the Grand Canyon.
It was the Grand. Yeah, there you go.
It was. I don't know what. That's a good. What the hell happened to Trent Richardson, man? What happened to that guy?
He was proclaimed to be God.
Yeah.
In Cleveland.
Yep. That Indianapolis trade's got to be one of the worst. Got to be one of the worst.
Yep.
Whew.
Yeah, but they gave the pick to Cleveland, so they're going to. That's probably going to
blow
it.
Yep. They knew they're going to blow it. It's interesting. Jake Perone in the chat says, Dave, with Jordy and Cobb hurt, I know they have Aaron Rodgers, but does that give my Lions more of a chance? Cobb, I don't think it's very serious what's wrong with Cobb. I don't think he's going to miss a lot of time. He's as dangerous as anybody in the league when he gets going. That Cobb kid is scary. Losing Jordy Nelson is going to hurt, but it's more about Aaron Rodgers. Does it give the Lions more of a chance? Absolutely. Whenever you take away talent from a team, it obviously gives a team with lots of talent on their own a chance to win. So, yeah, they have a chance. They have more of a chance than they did 2 weeks ago before Nelson got hurt. It all depends on what Detroit does. Can Detroit get out of its own way? That's the biggest question. They haven't been able to do it in the past, but now their biggest distraction is gone. But he also happened to be their best defensive player, Ndamukong Suh. So Donkey Kong Suh. So I don't know. To wrap up the NFC West, what do you think, man? Who's your favorite?
I mean, it's hard to go against Seattle and Arizona are going to duke it out.
Oh, I'm sorry, the East.
The East?
Yeah.
I like Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly.
I like Philly.
I'm with you. Don't let Washington Redskins' 3-0 record in the preseason fool you. They're still really bad. Let's move on to, since we already talked about them pretty good length, the NFC West. San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona, and St. Louis. We talked about St. Louis quite a bit. We already know what to somewhat expect from them. The unexpected, really. Arizona's going to.
They definitely have a shot.
Sure, your defense alone, yeah.
They definitely have a shot in this division, but I mean, you can't bet against Seattle. Back-to-back Super Bowls.
That's
Super
the
Bowl
thing.
appearances.
I think the division is your biggest drawback, because as good as your team can be, you're going to have probably 2 12-win teams in that division.
It's like the NL Central.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough because Seattle and Arizona both can win 12-plus games. Easily.
Definitely.
Easily. So it's one of those things, man. I feel bad for St. Louis because I do think they're going to improve. What were they, 6-10 last year?
They were 6-10, 7-9, or 7-8-1, something. Yeah.
Something like that. So they're going to improve. This is a team that probably 2 or 3 wins. It's not going to be enough to get them into the playoffs. So, but that division is really, really good aside from San Francisco. San Francisco might win 2 games. They're going to be really bad.
They very well could. I mean, who do they lost Crabtree also. I mean, who do you have on offense? You got Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, who couldn't play last year. He Didn't play. Doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to play. You lose your coach, which to some players is a good and bad thing. Some players didn't really care about him. But just losing all of the guys that you lost with injuries and retirement and all kinds of weird shit. There's just this air of weirdness around San Francisco. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not looking good for them.
It's one less team the Rams got to hop over. So
very true.
They should.
For San Francisco.
They should be on top of them, by all means.
Should. I agree. But the winner is going to come down to Seattle and Arizona. And if Carson Palmer stays healthy, I think Arizona has the best team in that division. So, top to bottom. Look, I'm just not a Seattle guy. I'm just not. That's a great.
They've played a lot of football the last 2 years.
Yes, they have, and they're a great team. Great team, and the addition of Jimmy Graham is going to be huge for them. But Arizona, what? What? I'm representing, babe. I'm representing the Bears, man. Don't laugh at your boy. Wife's laughing.
And Bruce Arians is a guru.
Yeah, Bruce Arians is a guru. He knows how to. He's the football whisperer in a lot of. Are you enjoying yourself, wife? Are you?
I can't look away. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're having a good time. So yeah. Oh, she's taking a picture. Oh my God. Let me smile for the wife. Okay, come on, man. All right. Geez, you bet again. If I had to guess. If I had to take a guess. I don't see Tampa going under a huge, change. I don't. I don't. I'm not a friggin' Winston guy. I don't think he is going to save this franchise. They won 2 games last year. They might improve by 2 games this year. 4-12 more than likely. Atlanta has a good opportunity to rebound. I think that's fair to say, right? Jeff's dead. Atlanta has I think he's gone. Okay. I guess he's gone. Atlanta has a chance to rebound big time. No question about that. So we're going to see what they do. I don't think freaking Matt Ryan is as bad as he played last year. I think he is the guy he was a few years ago. We'll see if he can get back to that this year. Defense is going to be an issue again. We'll see what they decide to do, what they're able to do with that team. New Orleans should improve. I know that might sound weird with a lot of the subtractions that they had, but this is a team that I just tend to want to believe in. Maybe I'm wrong and crazy. I have no idea. But it's going to be an interesting situation to see what New Orleans is able to do with some of the new personnel that they have. If they can fix their defensive problems and actually not have every game, especially early in the season, be a shootout for Drew Brees, that should be quite helpful. Drew should be able to really get himself going. It's just going to be one of those things. It's going to be one of those weird situations. Then Carolina, the division winner last year at 7-8-1. I don't think I saw a more disgraceful division in sports than I ever have than the NFC South last year. The horrible. Not one game, not one team over 500, not even getting to 500. Really? God, just awful. Carolina, I don't see it. I don't see all the hype around Cam Newton. I don't think he's anywhere near the guy that people want. To say Cam Newton's a top 5 quarterback is insane to me. He's just not. The guy, he gets hurt a lot too. That's another thing. But that team could go either way. Really, they could be, you know what? No, they can't. They're going to be around the same. They're going to be 8-8. That's an 8-8 team. It's another 8-8 division unless Atlanta makes a huge jump. And same thing with New Orleans. Tampa's going to be horrible again. This is a look for about the same out of the NFC South. And I'll tell you something else. It's time to break up that division. This should not be this shitty of a division every damn year. I'm tired of this shit. I know a couple of years ago they were a better division. I don't care. Fuck you. Fuck them all. Let's get to the North. Now let's go. You know what? Fuck that. Let's get to the go back to the chat and see what's going on here. I'm going to get to the AFC in a moment. So all questions about the AFC, we're going to get there in a minute. Legend Killer, what do you think about Melvin Gordon? He's a rookie. Okay. Let's see. Sean Keys. That was such a dick answer. I don't know. What do you want from me? Josh Lyons. I'll catch up later. Okay. Winston takes Tampa. Whew. Losing all of your wide receivers, not having a wide receiver on the team, basically, is not good. It's not good. Yes, Jeffrey should come back, and he should be healthy. Yes, Eddie Royal should get back at some point. It's Eddie Royal, though. Marquise Wilson looked like a stud a couple of years ago, but never developed. So if those three guys come back, you're probably going to be without White the entire year, so that sucks. But other than that, you should have something with the receivers. Martellus Bennett, great tight end. He's going to have 783 catches this year. He's going to have so many catches because he doesn't have anybody else. Cutler is going to become best friends with Martellus Bennett. That's a fantasy pickup right there. Pick up Martellus Bennett. He's going to have a huge year, plain and simple, because nobody else is able to. And then, of course, Matt Forte, the workhorse of the Bears, who I personally think the Bears should have traded. He's entering into that 30 zone. It's about time. So I think it's going to be bad. And the defense, switching to a 3-4. Oh boy, the personnel doesn't seem to be there. I don't see this being a good season for the Bears. 5-11 last year under Trestman. Probably going to be the same this year. I could see them going down. I really can. It's going to be a hard year to be a Bears fan. John Fox is going to need at least 2 more years to get this team turned around. And maybe not even then. But there is the X factor that is Jay Cutler. Smoking Jay Cutler. Cutler can finally live up to his talent, which is funny because it'll never happen. Then who knows? He's got the ability. He's Jeff George. No cabeza, man. He's loco la cabeza en la cabeza. Nothing there. So it's that space between your legs, man. It's not the muscles in your arm. It's space between your legs. Did I say legs? I just said Jay Cutler has a vagina. The space between your ears. He might have a vagina. I don't know. So let's get the Bears out of the way. They're done. Minnesota's intriguing. 7-9 last year. They really seem to be loving Teddy Bridgewater. This is a team that could make some headway. But they could also be a team that's really bad again. Yeah, it's going to really rely on how much they're going to let Bridgewater carry the team, because we could talk about Adrian Peterson all day long. We really can. But running backs don't dominate anymore they don't carry teams to playoffs. It's a quarterback-driven league. It's a numbers-driven league. And you can always stop even a great running back like Adrian Peterson. You load up the box if you know that the quarterback cannot throw the ball. You load up that box, 9-10 players in there, and it's what it is. You can't run through all these guys. It ain't happening. So Bridgewater really has to be able to step up. Cordell Patterson, he's another guy that if his talent shows up to where we know it can be, and he can just become this guy who's just 100% all go all the time, then look for him to have a fantastic year. But we thought that last year, and he didn't break out. Why? No quarterback play. So once again, it comes down to quarterback play. We'll see what Bridgewater's able to do. Leads me to Detroit. Detroit got a feeling they're going to be pretty good. 11-5 last year. Stafford and Megatron are going to get it done. Yeah, we know this. There's not a lot to talk about. Johnson is getting older, though, so maybe it's time for a drop-off out of him. The bad news is the rest of the team just seems to be always getting better. Defense, they lose Ndamukong Suh, which is huge. Are they going to be able to adjust with that? If they're able to, look for this team to really make a push, because they have a chance with the injuries to Green Bay to make a push in that division. We'll see if they're able to do it. And, of course, that leaves us with Green Bay. Leaves us with the Packers, the terrible cheeseheads. God, I hate the Packers so much. It makes me sick to even talk about them. But they're good. They're well coached. They're well led by Aaron Rodgers. They just win football games. That defense always seems to get pressure. I don't understand how. They just do. They get they're timely. The interceptions that happens and points in the game. It's just that team always shows up, and it makes me insane. So Green Bay should win the NFC North going away. Bring back in now Dr. Bostonian. You got greedy earlier. not leaving you on forever. What you got?
I just want to ask you a few more quick questions.
Okie dokie.
Have you seen Jimmy Garoppolo play yet at all, or no?
A little bit, but he's played no meaningful minutes. Preseason means nothing to anybody.
Preseason means absolutely nothing, but he has led 2 comeback wins, which is pretty impressive, even though it's preseason.
No, it's not. It's not anything. It's not anything. It's nothing. It's not impressive. It's not unimpressive. It's a big nothing burger. It means shit. I'm sorry. I apologize to the Patriots nation, but it means fuck all. That being said, he looks like he's a good talent. He looks the part. He's tall. Got a good arm on him. We know that.
He's mobile.
Yeah, he's mobile. We'll see what he does.
Which isn't always a good thing, because mobile quarterbacks like Robin Griffin III can be pretty shitty. But
yeah, but it's the talent's there. When you have the legs and you're not always willing to lose them, and Garoppolo doesn't look like he's going to be doing, like, he's not looking to run every play. And
right.
So we'll see what he does. Let's look at him a bit. He's 6'2", 225, 23 years old. He had a quarterback rating of 101.2 last year in limited play. I don't know. I don't know if I personally, I was a big Mallet guy. I like Mallet. I know he's just going through a horrible offseason right now, but I like Mallet. So
yeah, Mallet and Foyer was our other one who, Houston took all our quarterbacks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they have all our quarterbacks in our nose guard. Vince
what
Wilfork.
else you got?
But how do you think Baltimore will do this year? Because if we didn't, that was a team that almost beat us in Gillette. I remember watching that game.
Yes, they did.
And that was one of the most, if not the most exciting game I've watched. Period.
Baltimore's a terrifying team. They're terrifying not in the regular season so much, where Flacco is just Flacco. They're terrifying because if they can get in the tournament, if they can get in the playoffs, Flacco becomes Montana. He's unbelievable in the playoffs. How good is Joe Flacco in the playoffs? It's insane how good he is. And they're fearless. This is a team that is able to win. They're well coached. The better Harbaugh, in my opinion, is coaching that team.
Yeah.
Fuck Jim Harbaugh.
Sure.
Could have came to the Bears, you son of a bitch, but you went back to Michigan. Make me sick. It's it's gonna be a bumpy ride for Baltimore potentially, but I think they're gonna have a good season. It's a tough. The division doesn't look as tough as it did last year. All 3 double-digit team winners. I don't know. So it's gonna be. We got another Boston guy on the phone. Well, the New England guy on the phone. In Jim Peterson, my co-host on Nerd and the Jerk.
I just had to call in, Dave, because I was prepping for our draft together this afternoon, and I could have sworn you said it all comes down to the space between Jay Cutler's legs.
I did say that. I did indicate that he has a vagina.
It's smoking.
Smoking Jay Cutler. It's I don't know what to say. You're talking to me. I stroke brain. Leave me alone. I don't know what to say.
I hear you.
We have our draft. We do have our draft for a different league in 2 hours. My first ever auction draft. Never done one before.
Oh, it's a good time. Everybody has like a 200-point team. It's absurd.
I did a mock draft.
How'd you do?
A mock. I did okay. I think I might have an interesting strategy. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy involved, and part of that strategy is upbidding, knowing when to upbid other players, other managers, and stuff. It's a good time. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about Dead on Dave Productions League. It's gonna be a lot of fun that you are also involved in. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Bango trying to stir shit up miserably.
What do you think? You know, you're here. You know way more than me when it comes to Garoppolo. What do you think of that kid? Dr. Boston was just asking about him.
I think if Garoppolo had to play, I would put him down for 2 out of the 4 wins. I don't think he's going to have to play. Still,
you still are holding that hope that Brady's going to play.
Well, so are the Patriots. I mean, Brady's still taking all the first team reps.
Yeah,
so.
but that doesn't mean anything.
Well, it most certainly does. I mean,
their confidence notwithstanding, I don't know. We're really close here.
It was always going to be close.
I don't know. What were you going there, Dr. Bostonian? What'd you say?
I think I would be okay with Brady even sitting out for the first game and just having Jimmy Garoppolo play 1 game, if not 2, because it's against Jacksonville. It's like a bye week, basically. So,
well, they're gonna make a deal. You got to figure a deal's gonna come, right? They got a deal.
Well, if he sits out 1 game, if he sits out 1 game, wouldn't it be Pittsburgh?
It would be the first game is against.
Yeah, it'd be Pittsburgh at home, and then it would be Jacksonville, I think, on the road, but that doesn't really matter. It's Jacksonville. And they just lost probably their best player, Dante Fowler, if not one of their best players.
Actually, it's not Jacksonville. Your second week is on the road against Buffalo.
Yeah, that's not good.
We play Jacksonville, though, right?
Yeah,
week
3 at home, though. You're at home.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think Garoppolo would go 2-4. It all depends which receivers are back. You know, the whole thing goes as Gronk goes anyway.
You just lost a receiver, too.
No, so did everybody.
Yeah, 27 players. 27 players this year with ACL injuries. Can you believe that shit?
How bad is Cobb? I have no idea. Is just a shoulder tweak?
Yeah, it doesn't
or what
seem bad. He's saying it's not that bad.
All right.
How do you think the Patriots' record will be this year? I said 12-4 or 11-5 earlier. How do you think they'll do this year?
What did I say earlier, Dave? 11-5 was my guess.
I think you said 11-5, yeah.
Yeah, I said the over/under. If Brady has a suspension, I set it at 10-6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
so
about
11-5.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be quite interesting, Dr. Bostonian. I appreciate the call, bud.
Thank you.
Take it easy. He wanted to ask a million questions, man.
Well, he's a doctor.
Doctor, well learned.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hijack your show. I just thought I'd come in and see what's up.
Are you kidding me, Jim?
For the big...
Are you kidding me? The more Jim, the better.
Jim the jerk.
You're saving the show. Are you kidding me? Damn it, Jim. Yeah.
How's Tommy doing?
He's doing well. We had probably our greatest monetized this last night, 4 hours this morning for us. Absolute insanity. We had a blast. Tommy's doing well. He's back from vacation and will be resuming his duties on Shot from the Point today, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get all your hockey news right there. Tommy C, Shot from the Point. Boom.
Nice. Yeah, Monetize This is a good show. It's always been funny.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. We have our on nights, we have our off nights. Last night was certainly an on night.
Sometimes the off nights are funny too, man. Back in the SCR days, some of those were some of our best shows when we thought they sucked.
Very true. Very
anyway,
true.
back to football.
Back to football. We're going through the division.
I'll help you out if I can.
Let's go to your division, man. Let's run through your division. I've talked about a lot of the teams in this division already. We're starting with the Patriots. We talked about them. They should still have the front line to the crown there in that division. I think they should win it. There's no reason why they shouldn't. Buffalo should be improved. Miami should be improved. New York should be improved, but by 2 games. So they're still going to be 6-10. So the Jets, not a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, I think Miami is the threat personally.
Yeah,
I don't have any faith in Rex Ryan. I never did, so I'm not worried about Buffalo yet.
The talent's there in Buffalo, but yeah, the faith is not there with Rexy. There's no question.
I don't know. I don't think you contend with the Patriots until you get a quarterback. I mean, you got to match up against the Patriots' weakness, which is now clearly the secondary. You need a good quarterback, and you can shred them.
Yeah, and they don't have that in Buffalo. They don't.
I mean, Patriots at full strength can beat good defenses, but a good offense can shred the Patriots. So I think the best shot's Miami.
I had no idea that Castle is going to be starting for Buffalo this year. God, desperation.
Why should you have an idea? That's hard.
I just looked at it. I was like, well, who is going to be starting this year?
Look at the definition of a system quarterback, and it's Castle.
It is Castle. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be Miami. And to speak to the point that you just made, it's going to be about the quarterback play. Everyone likes to blow Ryan Tannehill. If he doesn't make that big leap to that next level, he's getting paid big bucks now. Now it's time for him to play like it. If he makes that leap, they can make some noise because that defense is going to be filthy.
It's good defense, and it's a real good offense. For the life of me, I can't figure out why they don't run Lamar Miller into the ground.
Yeah, maybe they're going to do that this year. It's like last year they were just like, nope, Tannehill's the man. He's going to keep doing his thing, and it's just like you got to change strategy at some point, and that worries me from a coaching standpoint. I'm just happy that Sue is going to be punching your quarterbacks in the testicles and stomping on your players. I'm so glad to have him out of my division.
Yep. He's delightful. Did I see Steve Smith get into a fight again?
Yeah, big brawl.
Sorry, you know me. I like to derail things, but as it comes into my head, I blurt it out.
No. It was a big brawl with the with the Ravens and the Redskins, I believe. As the Redskins beat the Ravens, Steve Smith Sr. got ejected from the game. Yeah.
I want to see an MMA fight between Steve Smith and Aqib Talib.
Shoot fight. Here we go.
Right.
Oh, my God. No feet, kids. Just punches only. Stay away from the eyes.
I think it's Patriots and Miami, and I think they both can make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I think so. Steve Smith went and watched the rest of the game with his son after he got ejected.
In the stands or the locker room?
Yeah, he went and sat in the stands and watched the rest of the game.
Not a single fuck was given.
Yeah, not a single fuck was given. This is his last year. It's Steve Smith, who's had a hell of a career. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any question about that. Yeah.
We didn't cover that division yet, right?
No, we're going there now, though.
Because I have a separate question.
All right, let's go to the AFC North, and you could start with your question.
What do you think about Perriman if he gets healthy again with Baltimore? Do you think he has a chance to lead him or what?
Sure.
The receiver?
Sure.
Or is Steve Smith still going to be the top dog there?
Well, Steve Smith he's at this stage in his career. What did he do last year? I know he had a good year.
He did well, but I think he tailed off. But he did well. But they also still had Torrey Smith.
They got Torrey Smith.
They didn't have Pitta very much at all.
He's gone now, but they got Brown.
Yeah.
Marlon Brown, a big target there. 24 receptions.
He's a stretch to the field guy, though.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a good complementary guy to Smith. Well, actually, they're kind of the same player, but Brown is so much bigger. If he gets healthy, I can see that being a really good case.
Yeah, I drafted Perriman yesterday, and I'm gonna need him towards the end of the year, so I hope he comes around.
Yeah, I think so. He's a young kid, man, rookie. Let's see what he's gonna do. He's got all the talent. Got to get healthy and get on the field. Then we'll be able to tell he hasn't played a snap in the NFL. So it's a tough one to tell. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to see him in the playoffs because Flacco becomes fucking Joe Montana. Flacco is good in the regular season, sometimes bad actually, but when he gets in the playoffs, that guy is good, man.
Well, the team is good, but I hate Flacco. Oh,
I hate his name. I hate saying his name. It irks me to say his name, Flacco.
It sounds like something Gilbert Godfrey should be saying on a commercial. But
let me tell you about Flacco.
I just hate there's a percentage of people out there that think Flacco is a top quarterback in the NFL. That's absurd to me.
Including Joe Flacco. He's one of those guys.
Well,
that's okay, though.
You have to have an ego to play that maniacal game,
That division is an interesting one. Cincinnati should be pretty good. I think they're going to be better than 10-5, 10-5-1 as they were last year. They should be better than that. Probably 11-5, maybe even 12-4. I like Cincinnati. I've liked them for a while. I think they're going to continue to get better. Dalton's good. I like Green.
You like the Ginger King?
I do. I do like the Ginger.
I think he got hurt this preseason recently too.
Did he?
I think. I don't know. I mean, that team goes. I mean, Hill is awesome. That team goes as AJ Green goes. We'll see. We'll see how their tight ends, continue to evolve. Or tight end, is Gresham gone?
Gresham is. Let's find
I think
out.
Gresham's gone. So I think it's what, Eifert.
They got Eifert, Brock, Koft, and Uzoma. But I do like. I do like those receivers there. I like Tate. I've liked him for a while. Did they get Bo? Someone said they got Dwayne Bowe earlier, but I don't see him on that
Oh,
team.
Cleveland? I didn't know.
Oh,
you were
Cleveland.
in
Cleveland got Dwayne Bowe, not Cincinnati.
Yeah. Dwayne Bowe sucks. Taste
does.
the Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah.
Dwayne Bowe sucks.
But
terrible.
he's going to a team, though. He's going to a terrible team, so that's good. Cleveland, as bad as we like to say Cleveland is a big of a joke, they were 7-9 last year. That division was fairly solid. 3-10 with three double-digit win teams and a 7-9 team.
Yeah, what was it? Defense, really? They had that weird thing with the quarterbacks. Then they keep drafting running backs, and they change their game plan. I don't know how a running back in the NFL gets very good without repetition, and they'll just change their starting running back based on how they practice.
Yeah. And they're being led by Josh McCown, too, and that's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Well, you need some talented receivers to hide McCown's faults, like
Yes, you do.
Chicago had years ago.
Yeah. Oh, that was a perfect system for him. Why he left to get a little bit more money, I don't know. That was
Because he knew he was a fraud.
Yeah.
just like Castle. He left New England after an 11-5 season and took the cash. I can't blame him.
Well, the difference is Castle was a young man. McCown, he was a journeyman. He'd been in the league for a long time, played everywhere, never had success. And then he has a great year in Chicago. And then boom.
So you just answered your question, though. That's why
I
you go
did.
get.
I did. You're right. The receivers there with Hartline and Bo, that's an interesting mix there. I like that Hawkins kid too.
Yeah, I like Hartline. I've always liked Hartline. Bo. I'm not sold on Bo.
Well, no, he's old now, and he's 3 years.
Maybe they could get
from a good
Josh
year.
Gordon to stop smoking pot long enough
Isn't
to
he
catch
gone?
a ball.
Isn't he done this year? He's not even.
Yeah, the whole year. Yeah.
Yeah, he's again. What a waste of talent, man.
Yeah, he's stupid.
All you got to do
stupid.
is not smoke weed.
Yeah.
How hard is that?
He should retire, then come back like Ricky Williams did. Get all the weed out of his system, and then just come back and play football later.
Go to Jamaica for a year, man. Just smoke it up. Hey, you don't even have to do that. Just go to Colorado now or freaking Washington.
Is he still selling cars? Wasn't Josh Gordon selling cars in Cleveland somewhere last year?
I think
Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Come on to this. All the jokes. I was just thinking in my head of all the jokes that you can do with the high-rise cars and all kinds of shit. That'd be great. Or you just start talking really slow sometimes. Can we get a decent take out of Josh Gordon, please? Not after 420.
Yeah. What was Cleveland last year?
Before then? They were 7-9 last year.
7-9. I think they overachieved. I think they dropped down a bit.
Yeah, I think they're going to definitely, because they're going to put the faith in McCown, and even if they don't, Manziel's not a quarterback in the NFL. He's not an NFL quarterback. He has shown nothing to resemble one. So I don't know. That team's in trouble.
I think at best they split with Baltimore, and I think they lose both with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. So that's 5 losses right there.
Yeah.
In the division.
Pittsburgh. How big of a drop off do we think Pittsburgh's going to have? I'm not. Roethlisberger.
It all depends on the offense. I mean, the offense is beastly, and the defense is not Pittsburgh-ly.
Yeah, the defense is definitely not what we were expecting from him. Le'Veon Bell, isn't he suspended for a little while?
Game or two, yeah. 2 games. I think that reduced from 4 to 2, mostly because he didn't dare, deflate footballs.
Yeah, of course. Smoke the weed. Don't touch a football. Don't do it.
This weed thing has got to go. They need a new commissioner that isn't so hot on weed. Weed is not a performance-enhancing drug in any way.
No, it helps you deal with pain and stress and bullshit. Jesus.
Yeah, it's absurd.
The country is starting to get it. Why can't the NFL? But to the NFL's defense, which I don't do, and I certainly never defend Goodell, it's still federally illegal. So, I mean, as long as that is still the case, even though some states are now legalizing it, you got to go with it. So I don't,
yeah, but they don't spell out everything that everybody can do that's federally illegal and then
Very true.
determine punishments for it. There's a lot of things these guys do that they'd probably get the same or less punishment for if they get caught.
No, that's
And
very
weed
true.
is stupid.
So a fine and nothing more.
So can the Broncos smoke weed? They can't, right?
I don't think they can. Still against the rule. Well, I know in the Army now that people that even people in the Army that are stationed in states that have it legalized, they can't smoke weed. So I don't think the Broncos.
I don't know. Army might be a different story.
There's a little bit of difference.
Argue that, but sports, it's just dumb.
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt the integrity of the game. It's in some ways cultural, and in other ways it's medical. I mean, these guys have to heal and shit. It's a stupid rule, I think, especially to lose a season. It's just dumb.
Doesn't really seem to be any point to it. I agree. It drives me insane. So who do you think's going to win the division, the North there? I think it comes down to Baltimore and Pittsburgh, really. Cincinnati's got a shot at it, but I'm not sure how big.
I think it's Cincinnati. I don't think Baltimore's very good. And
So
Pittsburgh.
you think it is Cincinnati?
I do. I think Pittsburgh will have to win shootouts, which they certainly can do, but that's, any given Sunday without a defense, it's going to be pretty rough.
I'm gonna ride with Baltimore here, and because I like the way they're coached. I think they do have a complete team. Cincinnati seems to Dalton, as much as I just sang his praises, he's so flighty, man. He's too Cutler-ish for me. Point one way. I think I had him last year on fantasy teams, and I remember benching him and getting pissed off and calling him a ginger. It's not good.
Ginger Cannon.
That's
what he is.
The ginger.
He's the Ginger Cannon. Yeah.
Let's go to the AFC South here. I think fairly. You would think a fairly straightforward division. Indianapolis looks like they are a juggernaut, arising. They seem to be getting better every season. Luck seems to be getting better. That guy is probably if not this year, just a year away from being the best quarterback in the NFL, one of the top three at least. Indianapolis is going to be really good again. They're going to only be challenged by Houston. I don't think Tennessee is a big threat. 2-14 last year. Jacksonville's god-awful. Houston should rebound from a pretty damn disappointing season, considering a lot of people thought they were going to be title contenders last year. So I think it's Indianapolis's division to lose. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I think Jacksonville won't compete for the playoffs, but I think they will be better.
5-11, 6-10.
Yeah, I think they'll start moving to 500. I think they're a bit better, especially on offense.
Offense, didn't they just lose a couple someone on offense recently? Like Mercedes Lewis, tight end. Didn't they just lose his ass?
Yeah, whoop-de-doo.
I don't know. Friggin' Houston, that was an interesting story.
Yeah, well, Houston, how are they going to... I mean, they have Watt. He's incredible, but, I mean, what are they going to do on offense?
That's the question. Hoyer is starting, and that's not good. Whenever a cast-off from Cleveland is coming to town to be your savior, and he's starting with Ryan Mallett, I think that's a mistake. I think you give the reins to Ryan. I like Ryan Mallett. I liked him when you guys had him. I like him now. But he's acting like a baby.
So. Well, Mallett needed to develop more.
Yeah.
He needed to hold the clipboard more. That was a perfect trade executed by the Patriots. They get a little bit of success and notoriety with these backup quarterbacks and then ship them off at the exact right time. It's been awesome. Look at Castle, Hoyer, Mallett, all of them.
They sell high, man. They sell high.
Came through New England. Yeah.
They know how to play the stock market, dude. They sell high. They get rid of these guys. So it's going to be interesting. Mallett's acting like a gigantic baby after not getting the starting nod over Hoyer. You can't do that. So, yeah, he walked off, and you can't do that. They got the receivers, though. I like Cecil Shorts. I liked him when he was in Jacksonville. I like him now. I think he's a really good number 2 guy. I don't think he's their number 1. I think DeAndre Hopkins is the de facto number 1. I think that guy is unbelievably gifted. Those two together should make a nightmare for defenses, for cornerbacks, for the secondary, for a lot of teams. So it's going to be interesting, but it's hard to take them seriously on the offensive side of the ball. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Hopkins is a freak, but he's going to get even more coverage. They have no running game to take the pressure off the passing game.
Yeah,
so.
none.
I mean,
but that defense is going to be filthy.
Although, what's his face should be back. They're more and more optimistic. It looks like. So we'll see.
Mr. Foster.
Mr. Foster, yes.
The vegan.
Arian Foster.
Arian. The defense looks filthy. If Clowney can stay on the field, just even more so. Vilfork, who you're obviously very familiar with, he's a guy. He's a building.
Yeah, he's a mountain. Yep.
He is huge, and J.J. Watt is probably the best defensive player I've seen in my life. He's
probably the best player in the NFL right now. I
think that's fair. I'm not talking about guys I've seen on footage or that I've seen live play. J.J. Watt's the best defender I've seen. He is ridiculously good.
Rumor has it he's going to be in line for even more touchdowns this year, too. He's going to line up in the red zone more.
Yeah. Why not?
As a tight end or whatever.
Why not?
Fullback. What do they do with him? Tight end, fullback?
Yeah, he tight end last year. He caught passes. Why not? He's 6'5". He's a nightmare matchup. Yeah, why not?
He's the best.
He's every bit as dominant on defense as Gronk is on offense. And
should go to the Patriots.
I think when you're looking at J.J. Watt and Rob Gronkowski, I think you're talking about the two most dominant players on their side of the ball in football. Gronkowski is so dominant as a tight end.
Don't you still get nervous about his freak injuries?
Sure.
I mean, not that you really get nervous, but that makes me nervous.
No, it does.
So much revolves around him now that, it's a different thing when we had Hernandez. When we had both of them, it was just freakish and scary. But, when you only have Gronk, although we have Scott Chandler.
Yeah, but another injury guy, though. But he's another injury guy who can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But he's a big guy. He's a monster, too. So, it'll be interesting.
Back to Houston. I think we'll see how it goes with Foster. If it's 2 to 4 weeks, I think they're in a little bit better shape. But, they're not going to win a shootout with the Colts.
No, I don't think many people are going to be. I think Colts can probably have a 14-2 season.
Right.
They're really, really good at playing football. I mean, they're getting better. They're believing. They got great coach there, man. Just a fantastic organization.
I love Luck. I've always been a big fan of Luck, but I'm not sold on their defense yet.
I think the defense is still improving. The defense is still improving. It's getting there, and they're going to continue to do their thing. But they don't have to be a lockdown defense. If they can hold the team to under 20 points, 22 points, they're good. Luck is going to put up enough points to cover that.
Yeah, but look, in the AFC, it would be different if they were in the NFC. True. But in the AFC, if you look at the road in the playoffs, unless Baltimore sneaks in, you're going to have to play against a pretty prolific offense at least once or twice.
It's very true. It's very true.
You know?
Well, see, I think offensive numbers in the AFC, with Brady potentially missing those games, with another year of an aging Peyton Manning, the offensive numbers may not be as prolific as we've seen them in the past.
Well, even if Brady misses 4 games, which again I doubt, I'm on the record as doubting, his return game would be against the Colts. They're not dodging Brady.
They're not dodging Brady. It's going to be quite interesting to see. But
hey, Joe Cronin show in the chat says your donations are broken.
Oh, are they? I didn't turn them on.
Oh, well.
I did not turn them on, but did we get donated? I didn't get no donations.
Apparently Joe Cronin tried.
I don't know. Hold on, let me.
How are you going to get donations without, turning
I don't
it
know
on?
why it's broken. Why is it broken? I don't know. Is it on now? How are they broken? In what way are they broken?
Not there.
I'm confused.
It's in your own chat, brother.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to chat usually. So.
Hey, what time is it? I got to punch out of this thing. I got to go prepare for the draft.
Yeah, you got an hour and a half, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging with me, man.
Fun. Hey, glad to be here.
I appreciate
chat a little football.
No, it's always.
I know a little more about football than wrestling, so
yeah.
I can add some minimal value here as opposed to wrestling. I've got nothing.
Well, I appreciate it. So I will see you in about an hour and a half then.
All right, buddy. Enjoy your show. Have a good show, and
I'm about
talk
to
you
wrap
next
this
time.
thing up. So, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for joining me.
All right. Bye-bye.
Jim Peterson, everybody. Jim Peterson. The great, the one, the only Jim Peterson. That's right. I'm concerned about my donations. This is weird. It's down. Oh, he said never mind. For some reason, it's not working. I sent 10, then 1. Woo, never mind. Let's find out here. Was it operator error or I don't know? I'm confused. Let's finish up here because we're almost done. We got the AFC West, which I don't know. There's not a lot to talk about. You got Oakland, who's going to be Oakland. Trent Richardson. San Diego should be decent again. Phillip Rivers getting paid. Going to end the rest of his career in San Diego, or as in German known as Wales Vagina. Kansas City, this is a team that they go as Jamal Charles goes, and really that's what it comes down to. They need better quarterback play. They don't seem to really have much in the wide receiver department. Defense, they got Barry back there who's great, so the Chiefs can make a lot of noise. But it's all going through Denver. Let's face it. It's going through Denver. If Peyton Manning is anywhere near Peyton Manning-like, this is a team that's going to compete. They're going to put up numbers. They're going to be dominant. But what Peyton Manning are we going to see? He was borderline mortal last year at times. Let's look at his numbers last year. He 101.5. No, he wasn't even a down year for Peyton Manning by a lot of people's estimations. People talking about Peyton Manning disappearing. He's still at 101.5 rating. 4,727 yards, 39 touchdowns. You're going to take that any day of the week. What are you going to do? So it's just going to come down to he did have how many interceptions did he have last year? He had 2. No, he had 15 last year. He did throw a lot of interceptions for him. Quite a few. But 101.1, man, 101.5 quarterback rating. You're going to take that any day of the week. So Manning ain't going nowhere, but this offense certain the hell is. Look, Anderson's going to be good again. Ball should be quite improvement over last year, what he was. We're going to see what they're going to do there. Denarius Thomas, great. Losing the other Thomas, the Julius Thomas, losing him is quite a big blow. But Owen Daniels is a pretty damn good tight end in his own right. And Peyton Manning makes tight ends. It's what he does. He is great at making tight ends. So all of that being said, it should be quite interesting to see how it goes. And Denver should have a fairly easy ride in this division. I don't see anyone really competing and making it a hard fight for Peyton. But we'll see what happens. Let's go into the chat. I think we've hit just about everything that I'm going to hit because my ass is killing me. So let's go into the chat. Grand Slam 87, of course, that's Jeff the Huff Huffman. Manning throws nothing but duck farts now. I don't know. Josh Line says, check out the tweet I sent you. It's a meme of Rodgers. Oh, I got to go look at that. Let's see here. Go to my Twitter, @DeadOnDaveV. Notifications. I don't see it. You lied to me. You didn't send shit. I got lied to, sucker. Yeah, I don't see no tweet. Josh Lyons, son of a bitch. Liar. That's okay. So, let's see. Anything else in the chatty chat? I did do this anyway. Yeah. So that's all I got. I was talking earlier with a lot of other people that I wasn't going to do this show because I didn't care. But I ended up doing it because I do care. I love talking football. I love talking about anything, let's face it. So it's a lot of fun. So thank you guys for joining me. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Go ahead and keep the conversation going. Wait about 2 minutes and then start commenting in chat below. Tell me what you guys think of your teams. What is your team and what is their record going to be? I am interested to hear what you think your team is going to finish. And throughout the year, we're going to continue to do these shows on Sunday, probably around the same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll have a good old fun time right here. And we'll talk about the week that was in football. And we'll get through all the scores and highlights. And no, we're going to preview that week's game. What the hell am I talking about? Thank you guys for joining me. Obviously, I'm tired. I need to go take a nap. I got a draft and stuff. So thank you guys. We'll see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, and share. Donate to the channel if you like. Go buy some copious gear. Check out Joe Cronin Show over at the Joe Cronin Show. Monetize this. Our best monetize this by far. It was ridiculously good. 4 hours, no draw, no lag. It was just fantastic. Go watch Monetize This at Joe Cronin Show on YouTube. Fantastic. Also, Tommy C returns tonight over at Shot from the Point, the most badass hockey podcast in all known YouTube verse. Make sure you go check him out if you can't get enough of that hockey stuff. Or if you just want to hear people talk real about sports, go over there, check him out, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Tommy C, Shot from the Point. He's going to have Jeff Huffman and Jake Link, the legendary comedian, and whoever else might show up. Maybe I'll even show up. Probably not. I'll be asleep. So go check that out as well. Other than that, that's all I got. Thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, and share. We will see you next time, and I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance a little bit. All right. I'm done dancing. Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you next time. And if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Keep it copious, bitches. See you next time. Peace.